time to keep working on my video. Frank, what are you doing?
I'm flying the coop. It's over. It's over, I tell you.
Oh, come on, man. It's not that bad. I mean, all we gotta do is, get to that 4,000 watch hours, and then,
You don't know, do you?
What do you mean?
You don't know what YouTube just did.
No, I haven't heard.
They just upgraded the amount of time. You don't need 4,000 hours. Now you need
What?
8,000 hours.
What?
Yeah, so you keep trying to do it, whatever you want to do. But I'm out of here, okay? I'm going back to my job at Starbucks.
Look, we could still do this. 8,000, that's not that bad, And you only just now started your shorts, so, those were kind of worthless anyway.
Worthless? I'll show you worthless. Look at your entire channel. You know what? I would do better selling my body to the night than continuing with this slop, because...
Listen here, you take that back. Hey guys.
Well, hey there, guys. Welcome to a very unplanned episode of RobaFett. So, I just heard about the new rules here on YouTube, and I gotta say, it's really stupid. It really sucks. And it's very hard for a channel like mine. It's kind of demotivating a little bit because I spend sometimes weeks on a single video, just editing it, especially because most people, you're not getting anything from YouTube yet, if you haven't reached those 8,000 watch hours, which means what? You're working around another job. Okay. So I have my own job that I do, and it's just crazy to me because it just seems like it's hard enough already, getting to 4,000 watch hours, I'm sure for a lot of you out there that have already made it, wasn't really that tough, but getting your videos in front of people to actually watch, especially with stuff like mine, because I'm not making videos I'm not searching and being like, what's relevant. I'm making videos on, oftentimes old games, old movies, things that just are technically not relevant, so it's not like being searched for. When I have somebody that, watches my video to the end and subscribes to my channel, that is a big deal, because pretty much how my videos are going to get recommended is if you watch similar things or you like to watch similar things to what we do here on RobaFett Show. For those of you who don't know anything about me, pretty much I started YouTube 2014, and I've done all different kinds of things with the channel. But I'll tell you this, I always want to make each video better than the last video. That's my motto, and I think that should be everyone's motto. But unfortunately, here's what I see happening here, okay? One, people who work really hard on their videos are going to get demotivated to even making them, because it's going to be such a grind. Like, it was already a grind, but now, you doubled the grind, and we could talk about the shorts thing, but really already you have to have 10 million shorts views. So 20 million, they're just pretty much trying to make it impossible. And don't even get me started on the fact that YouTube is still running ads on your stuff, whether you're monetized or not. So this whole thing, I've watched several videos on it, YouTube's kind of saying, well, we see that we're actually going to be paying more money out to creators. How is that the case? You're cutting down, for people who do, you make shorts, that's all you do. You know what I mean? For me, I'm more of a long form channel, but for shorts, that's all you do, right? Yeah. A lot of them are not going to be getting 20 million views every 90 days. That's insane. Actually, it's not 90 days. I'm sorry. I'm pretty sure I heard it's a month. A month. Let me look this up. Okay, I was right the first time. It's 90 days. But that's still like, that's insane. That's like, you know, basically somebody who's like going viral all the time. And if they're not, if that slows down at all, well, hope that's not how you were hoping to make your money here. But pretty much, you know, and if you're a small creator, you're going to know this. Here's how it works. You go to your job, whatever it is, okay? You've got the stress of that. Maybe you've got kids. Maybe you have a family. Maybe you have a social life. Maybe you have things outside of making videos, right? But, you know, so 4,000 watch hours, that's a lot, but it seemed doable. But now it's like, you know, they're like, oh, this is taking place in February. So you have until February to get this done. I have been doing my channel, you know, obviously YouTube has changed a lot. I've been doing my channel since 2014 now. I did take a hiatus in 2019 all the way up pretty much until this year. I made a couple videos here and there, but I wouldn't really consider them something that I expected the channel to keep going on. But now I'm back and I'm really, you know, because I really did have a passion for this, and I'm coming back and I'm going hard on it. And I'm putting a lot of hours into working on my stuff, you know? And it's like, it's just ironic. The year that I choose to come back is the year that this crap happens. You know, and YouTube, they've been notorious. They've done this stuff for years where they've gone back and forth with creators and they demonetize channels and they make subscribers not be able to see your video. I mean, look, we all know that this stuff happens, okay? But you know what? It's been a thought in my head for a while that, like, I don't know what YouTube wants to do. I know that there's been moments where like the late night show will show up on the, you know, trending feed or whatever else, you know, adpocalypse, all of that. I don't know what it is or why, but I do feel like YouTube does not want small creators to succeed. They don't want anymore. They don't want you. Okay? They don't want you. They want Jimmy Kimmel. They, you know, like, for some reason, that's what they want. They don't want your channel, which is funny because what do you come to YouTube for? I don't come to it for Jimmy Kimmel myself, you know? Think of your feed. What is actually on your feed? I would say probably for most people, about 75% of their feed are people who just make YouTube videos. That's what they do. They're YouTube commentators. They're YouTube news. They're channels. They're ones that are just here for entertainment. There's some that are here to teach you how to fix things and stuff. Those are the channels that make YouTube what it is. And without that, then YouTube, you don't have shit. I'm going to be honest with you. Pardon my French, but you don't have it. You have nothing. Okay? So you need to get it together and cut out these shenanigans. Because here's the thing. YouTube feels like they're the ones on the top, and they have been for a long time. And it's very frustrating. I really wish somebody else would break into this market and actually give a good competition to YouTube, because that's what YouTube needs. Because when you don't have competition, that's when stuff like this happens. That's when they start bullying you. That's when they start putting these unrealistic expectations of how your channel is supposed to actually make monetization. And look, we all have our own opinions on AI. I personally, there's a lot of things I like about AI for making videos, because it makes me be able to do things that I wouldn't normally have the budget or be able to actually go out and shoot and do. So I like it for that. I like to film myself as much as possible, but you know, there's also that avenue that this gives you to actually be able to take your videos sort of to the next level and actually put like whatever you want. It just makes whatever you have in your imagination, like, you know, if you can think it up and then you can put, you can prompt it and you can get it just right, you can have that in your video. And I think that's really cool. But if they took it away, I would be just fine. And what I think has happened is Google has put too much money into AI, into data centers. And, you know, because, I mean, you're just looking around and everybody's in trouble these days. nobody's doing good financially, really. You know, like everybody's kind of struggling, and I don't think Google's any exception. I think they're looking for ways, you know, but here's the thing, just say it. Just say it. You know, no one's going to stop them from doing this. This is going to happen. This is going to happen in February. No one's going to stop this, but just own up to your crap. Own up to it. Be honest about what you're doing. Don't say stuff like, "Oh, well, I think that, we're gonna make plenty of money." You know what? I just want to hear this. All right, you know what? I've watched a bunch of different videos talking about this, but I actually want to hear this from YouTube. Their bullcrap that they're spinning. So we're just going to watch it straight off of the YouTube official blog page. We have a Beardy Wonder here. He's going to tell us all about the new policies.
YouTube is updating the YouTube Partner Program, including revenue sharing for Premium Lite, new Shorts incentives, and updated YPP entry thresholds for ads and premium revenue sharing. But what does that mean for your channels? Hello Insiders, I'm Rene Ritchie, a longtime creator now working at YouTube, and here's what's up. Starting February 1, 2027, if you have a long-form channel already in YPP, nothing is changing for revenue sharing. If you have a Shorts channel already in YPP, you'll need to maintain 10 million Shorts views over 90 days to keep ads and premium revenue, but there'll be new incentive programs to help you earn. If you have a long form and Shorts channel already in YPP, nothing changes for long form ads and premium revenue sharing, but you'll still need to maintain 10 million Shorts views over 90 days to maintain Shorts ads and premium revenue sharing. If you're working to get a channel into YPP, fan funding and shopping thresholds remain the same, but for long form, you'll now need 8,000 hours of watch time, or for Shorts, 20 million views in the last 90 days for ads and premium revenue sharing.
Funny story, true story. His hairline was much thicker before this video, before he had to film this video. It must be super stressful to have to stand there and talk about this crap, this bull crap, this nonsense that he's having to spin. I do not envy his job.
10 million Shorts views over 90 days to maintain Shorts ads and premium revenue. To keep everything running smoothly, the updated agreement terms will be landing in YouTube Studio soon. All monetizing creators will have 6 months to review and sign the new agreements to continue earning. Much more information in the related video link. Please let me know your thoughts and questions in the comments, and keep it real.
Yeah, I'm sure that comment section was a lot of fun. So basically it's like that. Here's what they're doing. They're trying to pivot over to, don't worry guys, we're going to a tipping system pretty much, where you have to come, you're depending on people watching the videos. Look, the reason that it's not a big deal for me to ask you to subscribe to the channel is because it's free. It doesn't cost you anything to hit that button, okay? YouTube wants it to cost something. Now, they're not saying that when you hit the subscribe button, you're going to have to pay money. But what it's saying is that, the threshold for panhandling here on YouTube is pretty much staying the same. But if you want YouTube's money from their ad revenue, you're going to have to get that 8,000 hours, boy. YouTube Shorts, I'm not as crazy. I get it and it's terrible, but that's not how I'm trying to make my channel, but it still sucks. So this says inside YouTube YPP updates. Oh boy.
I'm Rene Ritchie, your Creator Insider.
My name is Amjad Hanif, and I lead the creator product team at YouTube.
Thank you so much for joining us. We've announced a few updates for the YouTube Partner Program. What is changing for creators and our channels?
There's a few changes that most creators should be aware of. The biggest changes are on what it takes to earn from ads rev share. It used to be about 4,000 hours in order to qualify for long form, and now it's going to be 8,000. On the short side, it used to be 10 million views in 90 days, and now it's going to be 20 million views in 90 days. Additionally, in order to earn Shorts rev share in the upcoming month, you'll have to have had 10 million views over the last 90 days. And these are just adjustments based on the amazing growth of the creator ecosystem over the last several years.
And some things aren't changing, right?
Yeah, if you are in YPP today, you stay in YPP. What also isn't changing is the first level of YPP, which we introduced a few years back called the fan funding tier. That still takes 500 subs and 3,000 watch hours or 3 million views in the last 90 days.
So
Yes, you can panhandle. So you can panhandle for it. Here's what we're saying. The ecosystem has grown. So shouldn't that mean there's no reason to do this? Because there's more people watching now, according to you, there's more people watching now than ever. So what's the point of this?
Let's dive into that a little bit. Why was it necessary to change the thresholds for watch time hours and shorts views?
YPP stands apart in the entire creator ecosystem. And I think it's because of one central element, which is we succeed as a company when creators succeed. And that's been part of the ethos of the program since the first year, 20 years ago, till today. And all these changes we've announced just reflect the reality of an ecosystem that has grown so much. And when you think about it, the kinds of content...
Yeah, when you think about it, you just got to screw everybody. When you think about it, when you really think about it, you got to make it twice as hard. That's literally what it is. They raised the bar 100%. 100% above. It was 4,000, now it's 4,000 times 2.
You consume that content, the formats have all changed exponentially over the last several years. And so we want to make sure that the earnings you get from the program are meaningful and allow you to reinvest in your channel. And all of these changes, when you step back, we still expect to pay more out next year to creators than we will this year.
For a lot of people, when you ask them like what they want, what they're dreaming...
How? You're not increasing the percentage that people get paid? So how? How are you? How is that even make sense? My guy, what are we talking about here?
Dream is it's to be monetized on YouTube, it's to get into YPP, and hope is such a powerful force. How are you thinking about that when you're making these changes?
Yeah, look, it's front and center in our thinking. It is the place where creators across the globe come to earn and build their business. And we've been excited and proud of the fact that there's over 3 million creators that are part of the program. So the one thing that didn't change is...
We're just giving them too much money. That's the thing. So if we could just have a few of you step back. Look, okay, I think we've seen enough. I don't want this to go on forever because you know what? I'm working on my next video. That's what I'm trying to do. And I'm taking time away just to talk about this subject. So this is about all I'm going to give it. Here's what I'll say, but it's not easy setting aside your personal time you could be spending with loved ones or on something else that you need to get done to do this, to make videos, to have a passion for doing this. So I'm not going to let this affect me. And did I have it in my head that, it wasn't so bad because it was only 4,000 watch hours? Yeah, but, if I'm getting 4,000, then, eventually you're going to get 8,000 if you just keep going. And so that's what I want to say to everybody out there. If you're a small creator like me, just keep going, just keep making the videos. What are we at? 700 something subscribers now, almost to 1,000, and I would be lying if I say I don't want to get to that 4,000 hours before February. It's not necessarily easy to get your video in front of a bunch of people, but any help that you can get if you've gotten this far into the video and you're watching it and you've liked the stuff that I've made and I've earned your subscription, please subscribe to the channel. That would be amazing. And you know what? Share this video because we really need to let YouTube know that this really pisses us off and it's not cool. Like I said, I took a lot of time off, but I've been doing this since 2014. I have like over 300 something videos that I spent hours editing. And it's kind of like, I've watched a lot of stuff about cave diving and stuff, very freaky stuff. But imagine that you were cave diving and you're almost out of oxygen, and you've been going for a long time and you see the opening, but then you realize that that's not actually the opening, and the opening is another, like you're only halfway through this freaking entire tunnel. That's what it feels like sometimes. So thank you guys so much for watching. Stay awesome, stay beautiful, keep making videos if you're a content creator, and I'll see you in the next one.